What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today we're going to do some more unboxing Motu Origins. Today is kind of, I don't know what I think about these figures, just because it's the same figure, different line, or different waves, I should say. First one, wave 4, Stratos. Just like I remember him as a kid. Got a story about the packaging. I know what you're probably thinking. Jesus, look at that packaging. There's a reason behind it. And the other one is wave 7. Yeah. Wave 7, Stratos, comic book Stratos. So, yeah, we'll take a look at them before I get to looking and reading at the back of the package and forget what I'm totally doing here. But yeah, we're going to take a look at both Stratoses. As you can see the difference, I'm going to assume, I hate to assume anything, but I'm going to assume that this is the only difference, just a visual difference. But I will say that as I'm holding them both, this one feels, the Wave 7 figure feels a little bit heavier than this one, so I don't know if there's more to this. Did they give us another accessory? Why is it a little bit heavier? Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But it could also be that this packaging might have something to do with it. Now, before you get on to me too much and say, why in the world did you pick up one with the package that looks like that? I get 2 of these Origin figures. I found the second figure for my Wave 4. They had, I think they had 3 or 4 Stratoses, I don't remember, but I do know that they had one that was just a mint looking card. I think they had 2 or 3 that were mint looking cards, and then they had this one, and I knew that I was going to open one, so I left the other mint. I took one mint because I needed it, and I took this one because I needed one to open. So I left the other mints on the pegs, and I took this one because I was going to open it anyway, just in case the people coming behind me were mint on card collectors. I try to respect that and try to help them out too, if I can. You know, I mean, sometimes I'll get greedy and I'll take everything that's on the peg if I need it. But in this case, I didn't need it, and I just needed one to open, so I grabbed this one that was really crappy looking box, but it's getting ready to go in the garbage here in just a minute, so that's why I got it. So I'm hoping that nothing has fallen out of this thing, and there, stick my finger down in there, and you can't grab onto anything, so I don't think anything is missing out of it. I really don't. I looked that over as I bought it, so. But we're getting ready to find out because we're going to open it up, so. Let's take a look at these packaging, you know, front, just like all the other Motus back in the day. Nowadays, they look the same. You got the Masters of the Universe emblem up there. You got the rocks exploding out. Stratos, Winged Warrior. Same thing here, Stratos, Winged Warrior. Now this one, this is the one we had when we were kids. The one from back in the mid-80s was the gray Stratos. And this is exactly what we had. This one, we never had this one as a kid, because this one never came out when we were in the vintage line. And it was only, and I don't know why he was different, but in like the early comics, from what I can remember, going off of memory and what I've heard, so the early comics, he was this flesh tone, flying winged warrior, but then when he came out as a figure, he came out as gray, and then they were using him as gray in the comics after that. So he did appear like this, and then he became this. if I remember that correctly. I may be wrong, maybe totally way off, but that's how I remember it. If I'm wrong, just let me know in the comments. I've been wrong many times before. I'm not afraid to be wrong or admit it, so just let me know. But we're going to take a look at the back of these packages and see the Easter eggs that we can see. And I never really noticed this on the Wave 4 Stratos, but we have a female Stratos type warrior there. I don't ever remember that, so maybe that's something new that they're going to add to this Origins. Haven't heard any or seen any discussion, pictures, or anything like that that lets me believe that they will, but who knows, they might. They put it on the back here, so maybe they have some intentions there. And then as you can see right here, you've got the comic book version of Stratos in the more skin tone color. Actually, you have two. You got one here, you got one over here, then you got this Stratos, and then the female Stratos, and then something that I just now seen that I didn't see when I was looking at it, or I probably did see it, just didn't notice it. I was looking over it real quick. But if you look right back here, you got the gem that's been announced here recently that they're coming out with as Eternia. So I don't know about you, but I'm very excited about the Eternia playset. I have never even seen one complete and functional. I have seen some Eternia playsets, but like I said, never one that was complete with all the rails and functioning. And it is just a monster playset, and I am excited about it because I do not have a vintage version. I will one day. I don't know how far off in the future that'll be, but I will have one day. And I'm hoping to have two of the new ones of these Origin Eternia playsets, but it's going to be a tough one. That's going to be tough. So, but that is the Wave 4 Stratos on the packaging. So let's open this dude up. I'll tell you what, we're just going to look at the other package too. We're just going to do them both at the same time because they're basically both the same figures as far as I know. Now, let's see if they say the same thing. Wave 4 says, leader of the heroic bird people of Avion. Stratos watches over Eternia from high in the sky. And you got the Wave 7 Stratos that says, powerful, agile, and a natural leader, the mighty Stratos battles evil all over Eternia. Now this one, maybe I'm wrong here, but I don't know what this octopus looking creature is. I don't remember him being in the Masters line. This looks just like regular He-Man. Being that this was Wave 7, Flying Fist He-Man, I don't remember if he had already come out or if he was just getting ready to come out. I think Flying Fist might have been right after this one came out, so. But it does not look like Flying Fist He-Man. He just looks like he has the regular body armor on and not the silver that we know from Flying Fist. And he's just fighting with his fist there. So I don't see that being a different He-Man. So I don't know of any. The only thing that could be an Easter egg on this is this guy, and I don't even know who he is. I don't remember him. So, with all that being said and out of the way, let's open these guys up. Let's start first with this Wave 4 junk package Stratos, and being that he's wave 4, he came with Hordak, Ninjor, and Triclops, so he's got the Ninjor comic. We have the instructions. The gray comes off, the lighter color does not come off, comes apart at the gray, I should say. Okay, and get this out of the way and get him out of the packaging. A little baggie of accessories just comes right off. Cut these bands off, and we'll see if he's only got the 2. He's got one going from elbow to elbow, the other one going from ankle to ankle. Is that it? Yes, that is it. So get these bands out of his elbow pits and get these bands out of his ankle pits. Get them all off of here. And we got Stratos. We'll get this out of the way. Open up this baggie of accessories, which looks to just be his wings on his arms. And they did a really good job of rolling this up pretty tight. Whoever has the job of rolling these up at Mattel, I must say, I have seen some figures that is kind of loose baggies with their accessories in it. But for the most part, they are rolled tight. And whoever's doing that at Mattel, you are excelling at your job. I do applaud you, sir or madam. And there we go. Get that baggie out of my hand. Let's take these things apart if we can. There we go. Kind of had to turn them to get them out of there, but you got the little cuffs to go on his wrists, and there are the wings that goes on his arm. We will look at that here in just a second. Let's go ahead and open up this Wave 7 Stratos. Be careful not to tear the comic, because I almost did. So let's see, he comes in Wave 7. And again, you've got the same instruction paper as the other one. Gray areas is where he comes apart at. Old news by now. And this comic is the Challenge of Jitsu. So, as you can see, Wave 7, we've got our Stratos, Jitsu, the Sorceress, and Buzz Off. So put that over here. Go ahead and get this guy out. Get this out of here. His little baggie of wings. And everything looks the same. I don't know why this one felt heavier than the other one. Let's get these bands. Oh, okay. They changed it up. Got one band going from elbow to elbow, but then each ankle is individually banded on this guy, whereas the other one had one band going across for both. Just make it a little bit difficult. A little bit more difficult than the first one, but still not difficult. Alright, let's see. Get him out of here. Make sure there ain't no more hidden bands. Nope, that's it. And again, we get the bands out of the pits. Bands out of the elbow pits. Bands out of the ankle pits. Clean up our garbage that's in our way and get it out of our way. And not pay our respects. We don't want to do that. We want to give our respects. Give respect. Yeah, we'll give respect give respect to the person at Mattel with these baggies again, because that person should be Employee of the Month, because they're doing a great job keeping the accessories secure. All right, and there we go. 2 wings. You got the cuffs and the wings. Let's set them over here. All right. And now we're gonna take our look here. So with these origins, like I said, no real surprise here. The articulation is just phenomenal on these things, at the ankles, at the shins, at the knees. This knee here seems to be a little tough to bend. Well, it feels tough to bend, but I think that's just about as far as it goes. And then you got the wrist, elbow, shoulders, both sides. You got the waist, and you got the movable head. And same with the other one. The articulation is all the same. Like I said, the only difference is going to be color on these guys. Let's check. Oh, these knees on this Wave 7 is much, much better than this Wave 4. Way better. Maybe that's why he was kind of tore up. Maybe somebody, no, they couldn't. I was going to say maybe somebody got him out. Didn't like his knee bends and put him back in the package and took him back, but they couldn't because he had the bands around his arms and ankles. And the package was somewhat sealed. But yeah, his head seems a little bit more movable than the Wave 4. I just noticed. Well, first off, they both have the red helmets with the blue glasses. Now these Wave 7 has a much darker blue glasses frame than the Wave 4 does. And then you've got the belts, different colors, the little loincloth, Speedo thing. I'll call it a loincloth. Whatever you want to call it is obviously different colors. And the Wave 4, his little cuff is the same color as his skin, whereas this one, he's got a different color. He's got a yellow bracelet cuff thing on. One thing I did just notice as I was looking at these guys is their little jet packs. The Wave 4 looks like that. The Wave 7 is upside down. Strange. Maybe it comes off. It doesn't feel like it comes off. I really want to pull this harder to see if it comes off. But at the same time, I'm a little nervous to do that because maybe it will come off, it just won't go back on. So one of these is upside down, and I think it is this one. Because if he's flying through the air like he's supposed to in the, as the story goes, he's flying through the air. It looks like that looks normal because of the little wing thing. Having a hard time here. It looks like I'm having a real tough time with that. Okay, almost has to be this is correct, because it looks like a little spaceship type thing. But if you look at it as a different, if you have a totally different frame of mind about it, it looks like this would be the fire, like the propulsion. If it went this way, if you just take these little fins off of it, it looks like it would go that way. But then these fins make it look like they're backwards. Whereas this one, if you look at it as this is the front of the little rocket pack, then the fins would be correct. But if you take the fins off, maybe this one's backwards. I don't know, I just thought it was really odd that they're going different ways. Going different ways. I'll have to find my other Wave 4 and see if I can see it in a package. Or if you know, if you have them, and yours looks like this, and your 7 looks like that, let me know. Do I got a defective one? Can you pull these off? I really don't think so. It doesn't feel like you can. I am perplexed. Perplexed. Says absolutely nothing about it here. So I'm going to assume they don't come off. But like I said, I've been wrong before. So, let's put his little wings on. Just goes right over his cuffs. Takes just a little bit of persuasion to get it there. But it goes right on, fits snug to the arm. And there you go. You got the Stratos. Now, I remember having Stratos as a kid, probably had 2 or 3 of them. One of the more common figures back in the day. And, yeah. I remember I would take Stratos and Zodak, since they had the helmet-looking things on. They would always be tag team partners against He-Man and my Remco Ric Flair, and they'd have tag matches in their little Remco ring. But great figure. His left ankle's a little bit hard to turn, so it makes him a little bit difficult to position him to stand on his own. I really hate having a figure that doesn't stand on its own, especially when it's got movable feet like that. But he does. He does just fine. Let's see what this Wave 7 here is. Get him going. He's a little bit back heavy because of his jetpack, so you kind of have to twist his body forward a little bit just to kind of even it out, balance him just right. Yeah, there we go. So he stands on his own. Let's get his little wings on him. I do like the darker blue wings. I guess I just like the color of the Wave 7 Stratos. The colors are just more, they're brighter, they stand out, you know. Even though I think he's got a backwards jetpack, I do like this version. I didn't think I'd like it. just because I'm so used to this one. This is just the Stratos that we all know, and this one is kind of new, but I do like it. I think it's only because of the color, how much they stand out. Whereas this one's kind of plain Jane gray and blue for the most part. But there we go. Stratos 4, 7, best buds. Now, I do have the vintage version right here. See his jetpack versus his jetpack. And I don't know, kind of looks the same. Got bigger fins on it, but you got the little nub thingies up top. Where's the nub thingies are up top? So maybe this one is right. I think it is, but his wings are not the greatest. I need a new set of wings for my vintage guy, but yeah, there he is. Comparison. Obviously the color, this one's a little bit more dingy, a little bit more darker, a little bit more older, whereas this one's more brighter and a little vibrant color compared to the vintage. But yeah, there we go. Stratos. I don't know if they will ever come out with a Bluebeard Stratos in the Origins. I don't know. I don't know if that'd be a cool thing or not. You know, I do want. I've had many Stratoses over the years, but I've got two now. These are both vintage, and I've got two just because this is what I've always been used to. Blue wings, red jetpack. And I found one somewhere. I don't remember where I found this one at, but he's got red wings with a blue jetpack. Just totally backwards. I don't know if that's how some of them came. Maybe it was some kind of a variant back in the day before variants were a thing. And but this is the usual blue wings, red pack. I got that one, and that's the only reason I picked this one up. I didn't need another Stratos, but he just had it backwards. His colors were backwards, so I thought that was pretty cool, so I picked him up. But anyway, enough about the vintage. And so yeah, there's Stratos. One of my, I don't know if I'd say it was favorite, but I just remember him. I remember him and Zodak more than any other character as a kid, because I remember having them. I don't remember some of the other characters that I had as a kid. I think I had Prince Adam, Merman, Beastman, stuff like that. But I just, Stratos and Zodak stand out more than the others. That's why I've always kind of liked Stratos for no real reason. And I think my guy he's got a jacked up finger there. Whereas this one he's not so much got a jacked up finger. But hey, his jetpack is right, I'm assuming. But anyway, enough about that. There's the Stratos, Wave 4, Wave 7. And I'll quit rambling on about them. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the content, think about subscribing. It's a free way to help the channel, help me grow. So maybe I can do more things like this. And if you got any jacked up, leave it in the comments. Which one's jacked up? I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's 7. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you. Appreciate you. Leave me a thumbs up. Like I said, leave a comment which one I got jacked up. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.